All right, so to get started for today, I'm at the sign-in page for Command. I'm at agent.kw.com, and I'm going to sign in with my KW username and password. I'll give you a moment to do the same. And when accessing Command, especially when coming into the designs, we recommend using either Firefox or Google Chrome. We've actually seen with the design section, it tends to work best with Firefox. So if you ever get stuck or run into an error or a glitch, try a different browser. Sometimes switching between Chrome or Firefox will resolve the issue. But once I sign in, that brings me to my Command homepage. And we're going to go into the design section. So we're going to go all the way over here to the left-hand side. This is our applet menu. And while you're still learning what these icons are, if you click on the red KW at the top left, it'll actually expand this menu and show you the name of each section. So we're going to start today by creating a design. So let's go into designs. This is going to bring us into My Design Templates. This is basically a library of your pieces you've created before. So you can sort through these by looking at your email pieces, social, print, and you can actually create a really cool neighborhood video here as well. So today we're going to touch on creating a social post and a print piece. So right here is where you can access your pieces that you've created before. To create something new, we're going to click on this plus sign down at the bottom right. From here, we can choose which type of design we'd like to create. Now, we're not going to touch on emails today, but there are some really great email templates available within designs. We actually go over this in my marketing with Command class. I believe that's going to be next Thursday. We'll go in and create an email blast together, and then we can send it to our Command database. But this is one way that you can access those email templates. There's great emails for events, holidays, your listings, newsletters, fun, informative pieces. So lots of good stuff within those email campaigns. From here, we can also choose a social post, a print piece, a video that's creating that neighborhood video, or we can actually import a PDF. This is a cool feature within Command. If you have a PDF that you'd like to edit, you can actually import that here. Command will recognize the fonts and the different elements on the piece, and you'll be able to move things around and change the text. So a really cool feature here as well. We're going to start today by creating a social post. So I'm going to go ahead and select social. And then down below, we have the option to import photos and text from a listing. I'm going to go ahead and skip this for now. We will be able to come back to this when we create a print piece. If you happen to forget to check this box, you can actually select your listing when you're in the piece as well. So I'm going to show you that both ways. So for now, we're just going to select social and then click next. All right, this is going to bring us into our templates. Over here on the left, this is our template menu. You can decide which type of template you'd like to create. And we're going to go more into these here in a bit. We have the templates tab. We also have my designs. When we click on this, this is basically just an expansion of the design library. So this is another place where you can find all of your pieces that you've created. This isn't going to show you your email pieces. This is just going to show those print or social pieces in here. I believe it'll show those PDFs you import as well. This is a full library of all your pieces you've created. If you'd like to start from a blank template, you can also do so right here. So if you're working with this and you don't find exactly what you're looking for, this is where you can start with a blank template. You also have the option to categorize your items in here as well. So you can see I made a folder for holidays. You can see everything is just kind of in one big folder down below, and we have pages and pages of different pieces. So I can actually categorize these. I can go over here to the right and click New Folder. Maybe I will call this Listings. And once that folder is created, I can then drag and drop pieces into that folder to help categorize my library. So a great tool within here as well. We also have brand assets. So I recommend touching on the brand assets and just making sure everything is good to go in here before you create your pieces. It's just going to make things a lot easier for you as you go. So the brand assets is kind of similar to your marketing profile in Command. This is where you're going to add in your photo, your logo, any fonts or color palettes that you may use. So this starts with colors and fonts. If you have a specific color palette you use for your branding, you can actually select those colors here. You can add in additional color palettes. Maybe you have a specific font that you're using for your branding. You can actually import that here, and Command will allow you to use that font on the pieces. We also have logos. This is where I'd recommend importing your office logo and any personal or team logos you may have. You can see we have some logos here. Same sort of thing, we can create folders in here as well and organize our logos if we have a lot, or our photos. You can also click here to upload new logos or photos. Smart text. Now these are little bits of text that you may use frequently on your pieces. So you can see there's some spots for social media links, our bio, our name, and I'll show you guys all of this in action when we're actually creating a piece. But we can add a new field by clicking this option here. Under images, this is where you're going to add in your headshot or any stock images you may use. These are not loading right here, but these are mine and Scott's headshots. When we actually go into a piece, they will appear and we'll be able to select them. So if you are looking to, somebody asked, where do you bring more logos from? So if you're in the logo section or any one of these sections, if you need to upload a logo, if you have your logo saved to your computer, you can click this option here, upload, and then choose the logo from your computer. If you are looking for your specific office logo, let me go ahead and find that for you. Those are found on kwconnect.com. And I will get you the direct link to that logo or your logos. All right. Oh, and you know, I am not sure if my links work in the chat, so I'm gonna drop that link, but I'll show you these steps. I know I did that really quickly. So to find your office logo, you would just go to kwconnect.com. You do have to be logged in with your KW login information. So again, that's kwconnect.com. If you highlight resources at the top and then click marketing, so kwconnect.com, resources, and then marketing. This first option here is for logos and branding. And on this page, you can find all the KW logos you could ever need. So there's logos for print and web in different colors with transparent backgrounds. But up in this section, you can actually find your specific market center. So you can enter in your market center number, and you'll be able to download that folder of the logos for your specific office. So I did drop the link in the chat, but I'm realizing I'm not sure if my links are viewable when I put them in the chat. So if you guys are unable to find this within KW Connect, shoot us an email after class and we can help find that logo for you. But back to images, this is where you're going to add in any stock photos you may use or your headshot. Definitely add in your headshot here. Under elements, when we're creating a piece, we have the option to add in elements, which are kind of like fun clip art. If you have your own elements or stickers, shapes that you use, you can upload those here. You can add in videos and any additional files. So before you create a piece, I recommend coming to brand assets and at least adding in your logo and a headshot. And that's just going to make things a lot easier. But let's go back to templates. So this is our template menu over here on the left. We selected social. So right now we're only looking at web pieces for social media. If we wanted to create a print flyer, we would need to go back into command and select print, which we will do here in a moment. But over here on the left, you can choose from these different design options. We have options for the app. These are all squares. These are great for Instagram, but the cool thing about the designs is they're all pretty interchangeable. So you can post an Instagram piece on Facebook. You can make a print flyer. You can save it as a PDF, or you can save it as a JPEG and post it on Instagram. So really versatile pieces in this design section. If we go under listings, you can go through and select additional type of listing pieces. So if we wanted to do for sale, we can then break this down even further and see for sale pieces for Facebook. It says these are good for Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. Social Square, these are perfect for Instagram, but you can post them on those other social media sites as well. And then stories, these are perfect for your Facebook and Instagram stories. So we have pieces for listings, for buyers, lead gen, there's some holiday pieces in here. Really cute stuff. There's a personally branded zine. This is actually brand new. There's a print version and a web version. You can create like an e-magazine to share with your clients. Under business basics, here you can find some email signatures and social branding. So LinkedIn and Twitter cover pages. You can also use these as Zoom backgrounds if you wanted to. Oh, cool. You guys said you could see the link. Thank you. That's awesome. And there's also some luxury pieces in here as well. And then down toward the bottom, this is where you can find your new designs. So great stuff in here. We're going to create a social piece together. So we're going to, for a listing, so we're going to scroll back up and go to listings. Let's click just listed. Social wide, we're going to create a piece for Facebook. And then I'm just going to select this first option here. So we will click use on top of this first template. All right, so editing these pieces is really simple. We're basically just going to click and edit. I do want to point out this menu over here on the left. So it starts with images, and under each section, we should have My Assets. So these are the images I basically uploaded into that My Assets section. Under Company, this is where you can find some stock photos. This purple pop-up message here is a guided tour, which is essentially what I'm giving you today, but you can go through these steps, and little Gary Keller is basically just going to highlight all of the different elements of the design section, but I'll go over that with you today. But we're over here in images, and under company, this is where you can find stock images. So you can actually use all of these photos on your pieces, and there's some great stuff in here. Some nice shots of homes, happy families. I think there's like some cute puppies in here. Great stock images that you have access to. And then if you needed to upload a photo from your computer, you can go here under add, and you can actually select photos from your computer. And we're going to do that today as well. Under text, my guided tour is still going. Under text, you can add in additional text boxes. There are some cool banners in here that you can use. See, really nice looking stuff. Under company, there's just this one slogan: each office is independently owned and operated. And then under My Assets, these are those bits of text that we added into the My Assets section. Under icons, there are lots of stock icons that you can use. Throw a banana on a piece, why not? Fun stuff on here. Under company, there's some KW little assets and icons. And then under My Assets, you would see any that you imported. Under logos, these are the logos in My Assets. And then under company, this is where you can find just some generic KW logos. So you can see these are just the plain KW, but if you wanted to find those logos for your office, those can be found on KW Connect. And then we have this KWLS section. So before we came into the piece, it did give us the option to select photos and text from a listing. But we chose to skip that. If you skip that or you forget, you can always come into this section here and find your listing. So I'm going to search for a KW listing. You can search by any one of these options here. And I'm going to search for my listing by the address. You may have to scroll down to go ahead and find your specific listing. I believe this is my listing here, so I'm going to go ahead and select that. And once you find your listing, you will have access to all the photos and listing details that are in the KWLS. So this is going to make it really easy for me to create my piece. Now let's go ahead and test this out. There was recently an error with the photos not working. So let's say we want to use our listing photo to change this photo here. So I'm going to go ahead and select this photo. And I have a few different options. I can go over to my photo on the left and hit this replace button. And let's see, it is loading. Okay, well, you can see it adds it in, but then it plops it up here to the left-hand corner. That's a glitch that is happening. We're hoping that'll be resolved soon, but that's one of the options. Once this works, you can go ahead and click replace. You can also drag and drop over onto this box and it should replace that as well. But you can see once this finishes loading, it does that same error. So that's okay. We still need to replace this image. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to go up here to images. And I'm going to upload an image from my computer. So I'm going to go ahead and click here. It says drag and drop or click to upload an image. And now I can select the photo saved on my computer. So now this photo is added into my imported images section. And let's do that again. I'm just going to drag this over. And there we go. The photo is on the piece and it should, there we go, perfect. Now we also need to replace the listing details. Now you'll notice for these social pieces, they're pretty, there's not a lot of details on them. That's because we're going to go and post this on Facebook and we can put more details in the body of the post. So it's okay for these social pieces to keep them pretty simple. And then you can add more info in the caption. So let's go up here to the address. I'm going to click on the address at the top. Of course, I can just double click in this box and start typing, but we also have the KWLS link. So I'm going to go back over to KWLS on the left. And then this time I'll go into listing details. And you can see it pulls over all the info about my listing. So let's say I want to change out this address. I'm going to find the address over here on the left. And I'm going to click the replace button. And there you go. You can see it plugged in my address. You may have to do some reformatting. So I'm going to go ahead and move this little line over. And then adjust this. And you can see as I'm moving things around, these grid lines are popping up. And that makes it easy for you to make sure that everything is aligned properly and looking good. So I'm just going to double click in this box. You can see it doesn't add in the state. So I'm going to go ahead and just manually type that in, but that looks good to go. I'll just line that up a little bit better. There we go. All right, over here on the left, we have some more property details. Now, all of this text is in one box. So if I were to hit replace over here where it says 3 bedrooms, it's going to replace all of this text with just the number 3. So for this here, I'm going to go ahead and just manually type this in. Oh, and that was actually correct. 3 bed, 2 bath. Let me change the square footage. And then the price. Perfect. We need to change the year it was built. So I'm going to double click in this box. This was built in 2012. And then lastly, we need to replace this logo. So when I click on the logo itself, it already brings me over to the logos section. So what I can do is I can choose from any one of these company logos or a logo that I uploaded into my assets. So I'm just going to use one of these even though it's not the right office. I'm going to click that replace button. And there we go. My logo is added in. Of course, I can add in additional items. Like if I wanted to throw our Scott Leroy marketing logo on there, I can drag and drop that and readjust the size. But that looks good to go. And if there's anything ever I want to delete, I can just click on this. I can click the trash can button up here or just click delete on my keyboard. So you can see it's pretty easy to edit these. We're basically just clicking and editing. One other thing I want to point out, I can also adjust this photo here. So if I click on this photo, I have the option to select reposition, and I can actually change how this is cropped. So I'll move this down a little bit so the roof isn't cut off. Click done, and there we go. So this piece is complete. Up here at the top right, this is the piece name. I do want to rename this design. So I'm just going to double click in this box and I will call this Rochelle Just Listed. Ooh, and I had a typo, so I'm going to fix that. And that's good to go. So this is saving automatically for me. I also recommend checking out this option over here. If you click File, it should be on autosave automatically for you, but you can change this to manually save it. I recommend just leaving this on autosave, and it usually takes care of everything just fine. Now we have a couple options over here on the right. We have the option to share. So this may take a moment to pop up. Here you can post directly to your social media. So for example, if I were to click this Twitter button, it's going to try to bring up my Twitter. So I can post that there. You can post this as the design or the link. You also have the option to post from the campaign section. So I'll give you a little sneak peek of that as well. Then we have the download button. So if we want to save this to our computer, we can download this as a JPEG file, a PNG, or a PDF. So since this is just a Facebook piece, I'm going to save this as a JPEG. I'm going to click Start Download, and then this will save to my computer. And I'll just go ahead and open that up so you can see it. Oh, and here it is over here. And there we go. There is our piece. So now we have a few different options. We can go directly to facebook.com in a new window and post it there. Or the designs, your social designs are also linked to the campaign section. So if you were to go in and set up a social post in the campaign section, you can actually select this from your designs. Somebody asked how I changed the address. I clicked on the address up here, and then I went into KWLS, and this is where I had already selected my listing. And then you can find the property detail you're looking for over here on the left. It says property address. You can see the address here. I just clicked that replace button. We're going to go ahead and create a print piece, a print flyer, and I'll review all of this again for you. So this piece is good to go. I'm going to go ahead and click done. And that's going to bring me back to command. And now we're back in my design templates. If we look at social, we can see there's our piece. From here, we can choose to rename this, we can make a copy, or we can delete it. If the property, somebody asked, what if the property is coming soon? You can change the text. So you can actually just click where it says just listed, and you can say coming soon. So the great thing about these pieces is you can completely customize them. You can move things around, change the text, change the colors, the fonts. You can customize this in whatever way you need. I don't think there are specific coming soon pieces. We'll take a look when we go into print pieces, but you can also just change the text on any one of these. Now I'm just going to give you a super quick preview of this. If you go into campaigns by clicking the megaphone over here on the left, you can utilize the social post section to post that piece we just created on Facebook. So you do have to make sure your Facebook account is connected to command. You can see our Facebook is connected over here for paid ads and social posts. So this social post section within Command under campaigns, this is similar to Hootsuite. If you've ever used Hootsuite before, you can actually schedule your social media posts ahead of time and then they will run automatically for you. So the cool thing about the social post section is it's linked to your design library. So if we wanted to post that piece we just created, we could go up here to create campaign and then social post. And now you see there's an option here to browse your design library. So if I wanted to post that piece, I could click here and then select my just listed piece. So this is just a super quick preview of how the design library works with the campaign section. Please check out our marketing with Command class. We go over this more in depth. And we'll teach you how to set up a social post. Oh, and it says this wasn't ready to use because I just made it. Let's try that again. There we go. So you can see I can start to build my piece to post on Facebook and easily select that design we just created. We go over that more in my marketing with Command class. Great question. Are all the designs created automatically linked to the campaigns? So only the social pieces are linked to social posts. The emails, any email designs you make, those are available for email campaigns. You'll be able to select from your library there. But for paid ads and direct mail, they're not linked automatically. You can still use those pieces you create for a paid ad, or if you make a print postcard piece, you can upload those to the direct mail section and use them that way. But the only ones that are truly linked to the design section are emails. So for email blasts and then social posts. So any social designs that you make, you can use to post through here. Let's go back to our design section. We're going to click on the little paintbrush. And let's take a look at some print pieces. So we're back in My Designs. We're going to click on that plus sign again. This time we'll select Print. And then I'm going to check the box to import photos and text from a listing. We skipped this last time and selected the listing when we were actually in the piece, but you can do this ahead of time as well. So Print, check the box, and then Next. And this is a KWLS search page. So you can view all listings or your listings. You can search by property address or MLS number. So I'm going to pull up that listing again. And then select my listing. And this is just going to automatically add this into that KWLS section for me. All right, so now we're looking at print pieces. There are some great options for print in here as well. There are some pieces for the app. You can see different postcards, flyers, other size postcards. Under listings, we have options for, oh, here's coming soon. If somebody's looking for coming soon, there's probably options for coming soon under social as well. They're really similar to just listed or for sale. It's just the headline says coming soon. So we can see different coming soon flyers, for sale, just listed. There are door hangers, brochures, different types of brochures, and different types of postcards. Now, the cool thing is Command is actually offering printing now for single-sided flyers. So I'll show you that. We'll actually go in and create a flyer together. Also in here, you have access to a listing presentation. So some listing presentation templates here. And then under buyer, there are some buyer presentations. Under lead gen, we have some event invitations, some holiday pieces. Most of the holiday pieces are available under social. Here's that personally branded zine. This is going to be the print version. And then some additional items like business cards, letterhead, and then new designs down at the bottom. So great stuff in here. Let's go ahead and create a flyer together. We're going to go, let's just do coming soon since someone mentioned that. We're going to click listings, coming soon. I'm going to go into flyers. So listings, coming soon, flyers, and then let's just select this first option here. All right, so editing this is going to be the same process as that social post. And it's already gone, but you could see there was a little message here that said this is available for print. So up here under order print, for single-sided items at this time, you can order prints, which is really cool. And hopefully we'll have the ability to order additional items like those brochures and door hangers soon as well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and edit this really quickly so you guys can see that again. I'm gonna zoom in, click this little plus sign down at the bottom right so we can see this a little closer. I'm gonna click on this photo here. I'm going to go under add because I just uploaded that photo because unfortunately the KWLS photos aren't pulling over. So here's my photo under imported images. I'm going to click replace, add that in. There's a couple more photos down here at the bottom. I'm going to click on the photo and then upload another image from my computer by clicking here. And let's see, I believe I can hopefully select multiple to import. There we go. Going to click that replace button. Click on the photo I'd like to change and then click replace. And there we go, my photos are swapped out. Now let's go into KWLS. And you can see we already selected our listing ahead of time. So let's change out these property details. So I'm clicking KWLS and then listing details. And let's start with the address. I'm going to click on the address up here. Find the address under listing details and click replace. So again, you may have to readjust it. It doesn't add in the state. So I'm just manually clicking in here and editing. I'm going to adjust this box as well. So all the text is on one line. And I can make further changes too. So I'm moving this over to make sure it's lined up nicely. And then if I want to, I can change the font by clicking over here. You have access to any fonts that you import. So I can change the font. I can change the font size. I can change the color, make it bold, italicized, so completely customizable, which is great. Down here below, let's change out some of these property details. Again, I'm just going to click in this box and edit the text manually. Find my square foot. Change the price. And editing these pieces, all these designs, the print and social designs, it's going to follow the same process within Command. All right, my property details are good to go. Now we have this listing property description. So I'm going to click on this group of text here. And then if we scroll down to the bottom of this KWLS section, the property description is always at the bottom. So find your property description. You can see a little preview of that here and then click replace. And you can see it added in that text and that looks great. And of course you can readjust this if you'd like. I'll make this a little wider, but that looks good. We'll change out this logo down here at the bottom. So I'm clicking on the logo. Let's say I just want to use a company logo. I'm going to go into the company section and then KW. And I'll just select a KW logo here and click replace. So you can see I'm working pretty quickly and I'm able to create this piece very easily. So I'm clicking on the logo and I'm just gonna try and select it to move it up. There we go. Let's change out our details down here at the bottom. So I'm going to click on this photo here. I already have mine and Scott's headshots imported. So when I click on the photo, I'm going to go into images, it brings up images automatically. And then I'll click my assets and I can choose my photo here. So I'm going to click replace image. If you don't have your photo in the my assets section, you can go here to add and import your headshot as well. And it looks like hopefully mine will, so I clicked replace, but it's not showing. I'm just going to drag this over and then manually add that in. So if you have trouble, you can always just manually drag and drop. Let's go ahead and change this text. So I'm clicking on the text box and I'm going to type in my name. I'm going to add in my contact info. And I'm just going to leave the email and the app for now. But you can see really quickly, I was able to completely edit this flyer and it looks great. So I'm going to zoom out so you guys can see the full picture of this. Now we have a few options up here at the top. Somebody asked, how many pictures can you load into one listing? You can upload as many photos as you want. You can, if you want to add in additional photos beyond what they have on the template, you can, of course, add those in. So let's say I have this photo here. If I click this Use Image button, it's going to just put this photo on the piece, but I can move it around, readjust it, and add in additional photos if I'd like. So these are really easy to customize and add in as much custom content as you'd like. So I really like editing these. So up at the top, we do need to rename this. I'm going to call this Rochelle Coming Soon Flyer. That saves automatically for me. If I want to order prints, I can click here to order print. And these are my print options. I can select how many I need, what type of paper. Here's the quantity. Review your order and then enter in your payment information. So you do have the option to order print from here, but you don't have to. You don't have to order print flyers from here if you don't want to. If we go over here to download, since this is a print piece, and it's going to remind you that you can order prints as well. So it's your choice. You can either download this and print it on your own, or you can order prints by clicking this order print button. But we also have the option to download this as a JPEG file or PNG. So if I wanted to post this on Facebook or put it in in my Gmail, I would download as a JPEG. If I want to print this flyer, I'm going to go over to Get PDF. I can choose which pages I'd like to print. This is just one page. And I'll change this to high resolution print quality. From there, if I click Start Download, it's going to give me a high quality print PDF that I can now take to my own printer and create prints with. So I'll just open this up. You can see what this flyer looks like. So again, super quickly, super easily, I was able to create a beautiful flyer. All right, let's go ahead and click Done. That's going to bring us back to Command. So like I said, editing those pieces, it's going to follow a similar process for whatever type of piece you'd like to create. Again, those social pieces, those are linked to the social post section within Command. So I can go in there and directly post to Facebook and use that piece I just created. For email templates, definitely check out my marketing with Command class. We will go over actually creating an email blast together. But before we wrap up today, we're going to switch gears just a little bit. We're going to go to scottleroymarketing.com. That is our website, and I want to show you some of the templates that we have available for you as well. So this is scottleroymarketing.com. It's our site. And to access all of the resources we have available for you, you have to log in. So I'm going to click Login over here on the far right. Now to log into our site, most of you will just need to use your Market Center number. Only a handful of offices actually have a password, so this should just be your Market Center number. So I'm going to go ahead and enter that in and click Login. Now, once we're logged in, that's going to give us full access to everything on our site, everything here under KW Resources. So we're going to highlight KW Resources here. And then click Templates. Just click on Templates directly. All right, and these are our templates on our website. So if you scroll down, there is a video here. I recommend watching this video if you're going to be using our templates, just because it does follow a different process than what we just went over. And I'm going to give you a little preview on how to edit an email signature. But this video here is going to go over creating an email signature, nice and slow, super detailed, and then actually attaching it to your Gmail account. So for any of our templates, I highly recommend watching this video here. But if you scroll down, you can see these are all the templates we have available for you. So we have different flyers, Facebook cover photos, calendars, but most agents utilize our email signatures. So these are in alphabetical order. I'm just going to click on the email signatures button here. Now this is going to bring us to Google Drive. To access our templates, you have to be signed into a Gmail account. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in. If you don't have your own Gmail account that you're currently using, your kw.com email is actually a Gmail. So you can just sign into that email and it will give you access as well. All right, so I'm now signed into my Gmail account. I'm in our email signatures and we can see 4 different folders. So we have different modern signatures, tons of options here. Normal, so more of like a basic email signature. Vertical, and then some widescreen. So you can select which email signature you like best. I'm going to go into normal. And then let's just click this first option here. So I'm in the normal folder and then option number 1. So this is the signature. These are completely customizable, which is great. But you can see when I'm clicking on this file, I can't actually make any changes. So what we need to do, we need to make a copy of this to our own Google Drive. So I'm going to click on File over on the far left and then make a copy. Now for some of these, there may be additional slides under here. One will be, there's just a couple extra like messages on telling you how to use them. So if you are moving this over and that's an option, just use selected slides. So I'm just going to go File, make a copy, selected slides. And what this is going to do is this is going to move this signature and make a copy to my own Google Drive. So I'm going to show you that one more time. File, make a copy, and then selected slides. All right, and this is our email signature here. So now I can actually make changes to this. I'm going to start by changing the photo. I'm going to right click on Scott's headshot and then select Replace Image. And I'm going to upload from computer. I have my headshot saved on my computer. So I'll go ahead and select that here. And then I can change out the text. So similar process, we're just going to go ahead and click in these text boxes and edit. So I'm just clicking in the box and changing these items. Add in my email. And you can see that's a little big, so I'm going to go ahead and highlight this and just make the text smaller. But you can change everything on here as well. So you can drag and drop, move things around. I can change this font if I'd like. I'm just clicking on the font and selecting a new font up here. Change the size, change the colors, change the alignment. I can change this logo if I'd like. I like to change the background, so I'm clicking on this gray background here. And then if I actually click on this little paint bucket button, I can make this a different color. So I like to make like this a fun KW red. And that looks good. So again, super easily, super quickly, I'm able to customize this email signature. So now we need to save it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to File and then Download. Now I do want to point out something different here as well. So normally you would just download this as a JPEG. To add this to your email signature, it does have to be an image file. But we've noticed with some of our templates, if you download the JPEG, which I'll just show you here, it looks a little blurry. So you can see that looks fuzzy, it's all pixelated. We are going to take a different step to save this. So File, and then Download. and we're going to download a PDF. So File, Download, PDF document. I'm just going to save that to my computer. Now we like to take one extra step. We're going to go to this website, PDF, the number 2 jpg.net, and I'll drop that in the chat for you guys. So that's PDF, the number 2 jpg.net. This is just a free converter website. Because you can't attach a PDF to your email signature. It has to be an image file. So I'm going to click here where it says choose a PDF file. I'm going to upload the PDF I just saved. So I selected my PDF and I'm going to change this JPEG quality to excellent. From here, all I have to do is click convert PDF to JPEG. And there we go. This works really quickly. I'll go ahead and download the JPEG picture. And I'll show you what that looks like. So you can see it looks a little fuzzy, but normally your email signature is probably going to be about this big at most. And you can see that looks great. So from here, you can go into your email settings and go ahead and attach that new signature. Now back to our website, again, watch this video here. It's going to go over this a little slower, and then it actually goes into a Gmail account and attaches the email signature. So check out this video if you're going to be utilizing our templates. If you guys have questions or have any problems when you're creating any of our templates or the command templates, definitely reach out to us and we're happy to help. So we're here Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. You can see our phone number and our email address here. We are more than happy to assist you with any problems that you may have or anywhere you get stuck. I am recording this class, so this will be up on slmtraining.com later today. That's slmtraining.com if you need to review. Yeah, I did record this, so you can review this later if you'd like. slmtraining.com. I'll get this uploaded after class. But thank you guys for watching today. If you need anything, our email is support@scottleroymarketing.com. So feel free to reach out with any questions you may have. If not, thanks again, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend.